So this NFL offseason has been absolutely insane. Lots of trades, lots of signings, lots of new faces in new places so far. These signings have quite honestly shifted the futures of a number of NFL organizations. And who are the top 10? What are the top 10 moves so far this offseason?
Welcome to the Rines Report with your host, Tristan Rines.
So the reason you clicked the video, what are the big 10 signings of this NFL free agency so far? And I think I got some answers for you. Number 10, I absolutely love this signing by the LA Chargers. The three-time Pro Bowler, the All-Pro cornerback in Chris Harris Jr. You're adding this incredible man coverage cornerback in Chris Harris Jr. to an already stacked secondary, already incredibly talented defense that the LA Chargers have. You've already got Derwin James, who is an All-Pro Pro Bowler, and a couple of other Pro Bowlers in Casey Hayward, as well as Desmond King II. I think that Chris Harris Jr. being added to this defense that already features incredible talent like Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram. I love Denzel Perriman, Uchenna Nwosu, one of their draft picks from last year. The LA Chargers are going full tilt, committed to the defensive side of the football. Anthony Lynn is not trying to fight fire with fire here with the the Kansas City Chiefs in the same division. He has gone fully towards slowing down the Chiefs offense and slowing down Patrick Mahomes. And I think that the Chris Harris Jr. signing is exactly the kind of move that they need to make in order to try to slow him down. If you stack a nice defense, and we saw the 49ers do it too, I'm not saying it's a foolproof plan or anything, but if you're trying to slow down Patrick Mahomes, you gotta fight offensive talent with defensive talent, and I love what the LA Chargers are doing with this move. Number 9, Amari Cooper re-signing with the Dallas Cowboys. I really think this is a great move by the Cowboys. They're still in contract negotiations with quarterback Dak Prescott, but they do have him tagged, so he is going to be on the squad next year. But if you're trying to incentivize Dak to stay a little bit longer, you're trying to keep Dak, your franchise quarterback, in-house, you sign his favorite target to a long-term contract, 5 years, $100 million for Amari Cooper. Obviously the best wide receiver in Dallas. He wanted to be a Cowboy. He's gonna be a Cowboy. I think it's a great signing. Obviously, again, getting back to the Dak Prescott thing, it helps in trying to re-sign your franchise quarterback, but I think it obviously is a huge boost to the offense. It already features a solid offensive line, minus Travis Frederick, who decided to retire this offseason, but you still got Ezekiel Elliott. You still got Tyron Smith. You still got La'el Collins. You still got a really talented offense all around, and I think that keeping Amari Cooper is incredibly important to remaining successful on the offensive side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys. Number 8, Jack Conklin signing with the Cleveland Browns of all teams. I didn't see this one coming necessarily, but I think Browns fans should absolutely be ecstatic, excited by the move of getting Jack Conklin. Obviously, he's no Joe Thomas. He's not the all-pro, future Hall of Famer in Joe Thomas, but the kid's not even 27 years old. He's already got an all-pro under his belt with the Tennessee Titans, a beast coming out of Michigan State, and I think that you're going to try to help Baker Mayfield out, right? Kevin Stefanski, a very offensive-minded guy coming from Minnesota. You want to keep Baker Mayfield clean. You want to give him time. The less time that he feels pressured or is getting hit in the pocket, the less opportunities he has to make, just impulsive mistakes. So I love the move by the Cleveland Browns, going out and signing a franchise-level offensive lineman, the most coveted offensive lineman in this year's free agency, A+ move by the Cleveland Browns. Another move that I really love, number 7 on the list, DeForest Buckner to the Indianapolis Colts via trade. So this helped both San Francisco, this helped both the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts making some big pushes this offseason, obviously signing DeForest Buckner to one of the most expensive contracts for the defensive tackle position, coming off of a career year, one of the more productive guys in Robert Saleh's defense. I love the signing by the Indianapolis Colts, mostly because, look, they're trying to be committed this year. They got Phillip Rivers on the offense. They're letting the AFC South know, hey, look, we're going to be competitive this year. We understood Jacoby Brissett might not have been the guy. Brian Hoyer, not the guy. But Phillip Rivers, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to make some offensive magic. And defensively, we're going to try to come and smash mouth, go get after your quarterback. We put a lot of investment into this defense, just getting at least one captain. I think that a DeForest Buckner signing is going to pay dividends for the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going to be a lot more competitive this season. Number 6 on the list, Emmanuel Sanders signing with the New Orleans Saints. The Saints already had an incredibly talented offense. Michael Thomas being the offensive player of the year, breaking Marvin Harrison's receptions in a single season record by, a good margin. Michael Thomas, you put the ball in his hands, he ain't gonna drop it. You know what I mean? They already had Michael Thomas. Drew Brees coming back for another season. Alvin Kamara, the offensive line being elite. You add Emmanuel Sanders in there, who's coming off of a season that was both with Denver and the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers. You're helping to boost this offense. I love the Sanders signing because I feel like in that offense, he is the prototypical number 2 wide receiver. He gets open. He's still got plenty of gas left in the tank. And Sean Payton does not waste offensive talents. We've seen it time and time and time and time again. I love the signing. Saints fans should be extra excited. And it's a necessary signing because, well, the NFC South just got even more competitive. And I'm going to talk about that one a little bit later. I'm sure you know where I'm going with that one. Number 5 on the list, the Baltimore Ravens smashing one out of the park by getting Calais Campbell, the 6'8" defensive lineman, formerly of the Jacksonville Jaguars, as well as the Arizona Cardinals, the Walter Payton Man of the Year. I think this is a great signing. We've talked about this in prior videos before, that the Baltimore Ravens, classically are a defensively dominant team that are really aggressive. They can get after the quarterback, but they weren't one of the better teams at getting to the quarterback last season. Matt Judon, they kept him by a franchise tag, so they kept that pass rush element. But outside of that, they didn't have a lot of sacks last year. I think adding Calais Campbell is going to be a huge boost to getting to the quarterback. He's a prototypical defensive lineman, big body. Again, 6'8". That's a whole lot of man. And he knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to even stuff the run. I think this is a huge acquisition for a Baltimore Ravens team that obviously didn't finish their season so hot this past year, but they're coming back into the 2020 season reloaded, ready to go, seeking some vengeance. Number 4, Darius Slay being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, huge landing by a team that absolutely needed help in the secondary. Understand, they let go of one of their defensive captains in Malcolm Jenkins, a Super Bowl champion, but you need somebody that can play some man-to-man coverage. The Eagles and their fans know this all too well. They were burned a lot trying to play man-to-man coverage. They weren't necessarily healthy either. So getting somebody who is an all-pro, Pro Bowl level talent in Darius Slay, while he's still in his prime years, is a huge landing for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is going to pay dividends for a secondary. Obviously, this doesn't, take care of every single problem that the Eagles do have on defense, but it helps to get them back into a contender type of status. I think he's going to be a great player in Philly. An aggressive defense all around is going to pay dividends to the secondary. And if you have somebody that can absolutely ball hawk and play some aggressive man-to-man like on Darius Slay, it's going to boost the morale of the defense entirely. It's going to boost the performance, and you're not going to get burned as often. Number 3, Stephon Diggs going to the Buffalo Bills via trade. Now, the Buffalo Bills absolutely sent a haul to the Minnesota Vikings, and I think the Vikings are taking a step back this year. I don't imagine them to be a contender. They re-signed Kirk Cousins, but they let go of a lot of talent, including Diggs. They also let go of Xavier Rhodes, who went to the Colts, Linval Joseph, who hit the market as well. So a couple of big names on the defense from Minnesota leaving, but offensively, getting rid of Stephon Diggs, getting a bunch of draft picks back. The Bills are the big winners in my mind because, look, the Bills already had a good offense, right? Devin Singletary, John Brown, Cole Beasley, a solid offense around a young quarterback in Josh Allen, and a good offensive line. But you need that X factor. You need the guy who's going to make your offense more explosive. You need the guy that's going to get a little bit more safety attention than anybody else. And I think Stefon Diggs absolutely does that. You help boost the offense for your young quarterback. Sean McDermott's got a good idea. The AFC East is pretty much wide open at this point, and the Buffalo Bills are absolutely favorites to win the division. Stefon Diggs, adding him to the mix, I love it. It is worthy of the number 3 signing or trade this offseason. Number 2, and I'm sure you're going to know what number 1 is after this, but number 2, DeAndre Hopkins going to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, in my last video, I talked a lot about my winners and losers of free agency. Well, this move easily put the Arizona Cardinals into winner category. You help boost this offense for a young Kyler Murray. You already got a Hall of Famer in Larry Fitzgerald. You got some good young guys in Hakeem Butler and Andy Isabella who are going to work into the offense. No problem under Cliff Kingsbury. You got Kenyon Drake back into the system, who was explosive down the stretch for you. Then you add in DeAndre Nuke Hopkins, who is lightning in a bottle at any given moment, can strike, catches almost everything. I mean, there was a season he didn't drop a single pass, and that was only, just last year? I think the Texans got fleeced in this deal, sending Nuke Hopkins and a 4th round pick to Arizona for, all due respect to David Johnson, and a 4th round pick. Whew. Arizona, big winners of that deal. I think that's worthy of the number 2. And let's move on to number 1. Number 1, I'm sure you're not surprised. Tom Brady to the Buccaneers. When one signing takes your team from being they're pretty okay, they're kind of moderate, I mean, the Saints are the best team in that division, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team to watch, and they're also Super Bowl contenders. Well, that signing can easily make your list a number 1. And Tom Brady signing to the Buccaneers on a 2-year, $50 million deal absolutely takes the offseason cake. Look, you add Tom Brady into an offense that already has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Perriman, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. They need some help in the offensive line. They could probably get a little bit better at the running back position, but you put him under a head coach that has taken so many quarterbacks and made them exceptional. Big Ben, Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer. I mean, besides the 30 interceptions, Jameis Winston led the league in passing yards last year, and 30 touchdowns to boot. Tom Brady is going to work wonders in the Tampa Bay offense under Bruce Arians. I have nothing but, high expectations for Tampa Bay. Even as a Patriots fan, it hurts me to see him play in another uniform, but Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay, easily the number 1 offseason move, an offseason signing, trade, whatever you want to call it, for the 2020 offseason so far. And there's so many names left on the market. Jadeveon Clowney, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston still on the market. A lot of guys still on the market, still a lot of guys to be signed. The NFL draft is coming. Obviously, there's going to be some shakeups after all of that. But so far, top 10, I think it's a pretty solid list if I do say so myself. So thank you so much for watching the video. Obviously, I'm in a new place. I'm in a new space. Oh, hey, my computer. I'm in a new area. COVID, doing its thing, unfortunately, has affected me as well. Moved back home, but I'm going to keep the content chugging. Going to keep it rolling out there for you because I know you guys all appreciate it, and I appreciate you watching. But if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. Social media is in the description below. And if you'd like to, watch some more content as well. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Adios.